Good afternoon everyone. Today we're looking at another Chinese brand called, I think this is called Phobois. I'm just going to go with that for now. If anyone doesn't think it's pronounced that way, drop a comment because I really am not sure. Box itself got a nice cushion effect on the top with a nice blue stitching, not a quite same colour as the actual writing of the brand on the front. A nice stitched piece of leather as well, just to add a bit of enhancement to that. A nice lip with a button down system on the side. Just a nice simple box, a nice sporty feel to it. Let's have a look inside. Full manual and international warranty card. Box itself looks to be nicely pieced together with a nice secure cushion in there. Don't want one that's too flimsy. That seems to be well made as well. And a nice texture inside the box. So here we go guys, this is the Phobois Wave Master 42mm. So just a little bit about the watch before we move on to the brand. 42mm case diameter, 14mm case thickness, so it's average sort of style, average sort of size. Has a retail price of £257, weighs 111 grams and operates an automatic movement that's from Japan. That is the S11NH35A movement. I don't know a lot about the accuracy myself, so if you want to check out how that lines up with other watches in your collection or how that would fare up in the market, feel free to check that out online, because I couldn't tell you myself. So the Phobois is a fully Chinese brand, headquartered in Kowloon in China. The actual name, Phobois, is a Greek name of Apollo. They use full Swiss movements and Japanese movements as well across their watches. So let's have a little look at the face here. So the face is like an oceanic sort of style there, file going in the background. Fully luminous hands is there's a lot going on in this because of the colour. It's almost like a petrol colour going on the back there, but I believe it's an ocean style feel to it. With a nice orange styling going around the side here on the inside casing, indented probably just over 45 degrees inside there. Fully luminous hands, fully luminous increments following the same sort of style system as a Rolex Submariner or an Oyster Petrol with those two little dashes up there. And a luminous endpoint to the second hand. The hands themselves are actually square rather than arrows. Not often seen on a watch. Adds a bit of a unique feel to it. Got a nice little octopus as well, which is the Phobois brand logo. And the date dial just sitting at that 6 PM digit. So the watch is waterproof to 300 meters, as you can see from this. It's a full diver's watch. Has the same sort of dive specs as a Luminox. Yeah, again, just automatic as well, just says on the face. So coming out to the bezel, we've got a full jet black bezel that is fixed in place. Often divers' bezels have a moving bezel so that you can, when you dive down, you can move that bezel to when you started your gas tank, and you can know how long is left in your gas tank essentially, so you don't drown. Yes, so that's a fixed bezel on there, on top of a very, very thick sort of serrated edge here. The hands themselves are fully luminous. I might be able to show you this. Let me, no, can't see that very well. But yes, so you've got fully luminous hands and increments, and the lume used in that is called a Super Luminova BGW9 lume. So coming out to the casing, we've got a full line finish casing on there, and a similar sort of effect on the crown with that serrated finish or fluted finish, whatever you wish to call it. Let's have a look at the actual crown movement. Nice movement to the date dial. And a nice strong movement to the actual hands there. You don't want hands that are too flimsy to flick around the face. But what I don't like is the play in that. You see the second hand moving around with the out hands. Don't see that on, say, a Luminox watch, not an expensive one. But no matter, it's still a nice movement to the crown and a decent movement in general. See how it screws in. Let's have a look at the winder actually. A nice silent winder as well. I feel like there should be a bit more resistance to it, but it's no matter. Still lots of components to the watch that seem to add up nicely. So come around to the back. We've got a nice octopus logo on the back there with some more information about the back plate and the automatic movement, etc. So looking at the strap, we've got a 22mm band rubber strap with easy access double-ended pins inside there. You can see the little gaps. They've obviously thought about whether people want to take these straps off, and you can, because you've got a nice little adjustable one in there so you can see those pins clearly. The strap itself, as I said, 22mm with a nice textured feel on the bottom just to add a bit of grip to the wrist when you're underwater and when it gets wet. The window system on it seems to be quite big gaps in it. Not so much space for a wetsuit, but then if you've got sort of smaller wrists like I have, you probably would get away with it a bit more. Looking at the clasp, you've got a full matte line finish Phobois style clasp there with a nice thick hinge on there. Not much to say about that. And two little holders for the strap. Sometimes these little holders, they have a little segment on the actual straps that holds one in place, and the other one can move and glide freely. But this one doesn't have that, but it's no matter anyway, because that's just a personal preference of mine. So have a look with it on the wrist. So there we go, guys. That is the Phobois Wave Master 42mm.